two, 1 2. One two, 1 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Launch Award. Matthias Sivit here, as always, and this is the last day of the first week of the Daily Launch Awards, and it's been super exciting, very exciting days, and I've been learning a lot, and it's been really fun to review so many games, and there's so much more to review today. Today we have 102 launches. So who knows when I'm gonna finish this? And even today I have to take the kids to do some passports. So to do their passports, and I have to pick them up earlier from kindergarten. So it's gonna be a rushed one. So basically, to make this happen, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to go really, really fast and perhaps with be a little brutal with with the key arts, and especially on the shortlisting section of it. So allow me to switch off the music because I'm imagining that it's becoming a little bit too much. It's good for the entry, for the beginning of it, but maybe not all the way if I don't have someone paying specific attention and lowering it down when I'm talking, and making sure that it's nice and comfortable for you watching the show with me. Cool. So let's do it. Let's get started. So this is how it works. The 102 games that have been games and DLC that have been launched today. They gonna go first. We're gonna go a quick short listing of those who will be potentially winning the prizes of. Opa, this is wrong. This is not what I wanted. But sorry, here we go. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, the prizes of best key art, best trailer, and best launch, right? So first we're gonna do a quick short listing, and then once we have a short list, we're gonna go through all the we're gonna go through all the Steam pages, and we're gonna check which one has the best key arts, the best copy, the best. Sorry, I have too many noises here. The best key art, the best copy, and as well the best trailer. We're gonna look at the screenshots as well, and it should be fun. So let me just set up a few things here, some technicalities, so I don't hear weird noises. Perfect. There we go. Cool. So the way that we go through the short listing is the following. First of all, we go through the list of games that have been published today, games and DLC, and we try to judge through the capsule and the naming of the games which ones are the ones that stand out the most or above their competitors. So as you see, it's a busy interface, and it's busy with many plays, many games or products today, 102 as we mentioned, and we have to choose which ones are the ones that look the most promising from the perspective of the capsule. Once we make a short list on this little presentation that we have here, then we gonna go to Perplexity, and I don't have it set it up there. Even though when I thought that I had plenty of time to set this up, usually that's when you sort of mess up a little bit. On Perplexity, that is right here, we gonna on Perplexity, we're gonna do the following search. So we're gonna say what were the most anticipated uh, games and DLCs releases on Steam for the 10th of April, 2025. And we're not going to do this search just yet because we're not going to do this search just yet because let me just expand this. There you go. uh, because first we don't want to be biased on the results, right? We're gonna get the we're gonna get the results, and I think that the reason why we want to get the perplexity search and also the visual search here through the lists is because what we're trying to judge here is attention. That's the round one, is attention. We do the short list of the which are the participants that are gonna run for the prize of best trailer, best key art, and best launch through how well they do to grab attention, through either through the lists here and their key arts and a smart name and a catchy name, or either through PR work that basically if the PR work that they've done and how much they have achieved through talking to influencers and potentially uh, having phone calls with reporters and how many articles they got out there and how they got excited the media out there. So PR is also important and it's quite a craft. So we are rewarding that as well when it comes to attention. Um, this looks a bit off. I'm gonna try to see why it looks so off. And I understand why it looks so off. It should look okay. So, well, there's gonna be a bar there today. So please bear with me. There we go. A bit of technicalities there, but we should be fine now. Cool. All right. Let's go here. Cool. Perfect. So let's start with round one. Everybody hears me, and we have some audio on the live cameras. Okay, let's go. So we start with the 10th of April, and we're gonna start looking at so it's the day of yesterday because today is the 11th, but the games from the 11th are still coming in. So we're looking into the 10th of April, and we have the narrowing. We're narrowing by language on English, and we're choosing games and downloadable content, and we start right here. Cool. Andrea, usually the first ones are the ones that grab my attention pretty quickly. Maybe because are the first ones. But if you look at Andrea, okay, you're this guy here. You can clearly read the Andrea thing. I don't know what's going on there on the background, but there is something about this robot here. Is that me? Is that Andrea? It's definitely something to do with space, and it's all about robots today. So let's be kind and get Andrea in. But again, I'm gonna try to be very brutal here because there are too many games today, 102, and and I have very little time today, and I apologize for that, but it's gonna have to be like that. So Andrea, get in there. You made it. We continue with the search. Um, and I think that Rocket Simulator seems interesting, but it's only a rocket, so you can't. I mean, the rocket simulator. This is an interesting proposition, but the Kia doesn't necessarily looks like it's quality. Something that is very enticing. Rocket simulator could be enticing, but it could be anything. There's not much of a connection there, at least emotionally. But if it is a real, a game that people are looking forward to, it should appear on the Perplexity search. But so far, when it comes to the key art, it's not really great. I mean, there's hasn't been any unique work or done on the on the logo or anything like that. So we're not going to reward that. And everything else looks quite big, quite busy. Nothing. This is a little bit sterile in my opinion. This black and white, pretty arty. My hidden dreams. I don't know what that means. The Elder Scrolls. This is a big game. This is expensive, and I'm sure that it's gonna come up on Perplexity. But honestly, it doesn't really grab attention here. So you know, they're really um, trying to, they're really working or using the brand equity to do most of the pool. So, but I won't reward it. Most likely, it will come up on the Steam review. I gotta be brutal today because it's too many games and too little time. So this is very confusing. Hostel Dream, meh. Uh, Messy, at least crowded. And who is this guy? Drones of War, FPB Drone Simulator. Sure, we continue. When it's 102 games, we really have to go for something that grabs your attention. Uh, Monaco 2. I don't understand why is this they left this black thing here. Probably they should have expanded this a little bit. They could have tightened this in a different manner to really pop up on the on the on the capsule. You know, it's a missed opportunity if you ask me. I don't know. I don't know the color here. You don't need to scale it up. I don't know the color, and then you really pop. So no. And because I'm in a brutal mood today, I'm gonna just keep rolling. All of this is very busy. Uh, Redrick sort of like grabs your attention. Redrick World Tour. No, I gotta keep going. I know that from Perplexity, loads of games are gonna come up when we do the Perplexity search. So I think what I'm having in my mind here is that I have to only bring in the capsules are out of the ordinary, extraordinarily executed, and I think that those ones that they really, really rise above all the other competitors here. And I think that Crashlands does the job pretty well. So look at this, very clear color. It's a capsule, and I think that's, if anything, it really pops above everyone, and you can read the name. Is it a beautiful capsule? No, not really, but as well at the same time, the capsule more than anything has to jump out, right? And right now, this one is the one that jumps out or stands out more than all of this by far. And and I'm not saying that all the capsules should be simple. You have to find your own way. And maybe these guys were a little bit they were lucky because all the other capsules were pretty busy uh, on their nature, and that's when this really stands out. But there will be a moment. This is right now. This is the opportunity. A simple capsule, and I'm not talking about a key art. I'm talking about a capsule. A simple capsule will make you stand out. The simpler but pretty, the better, right? There will come a moment in time where everything else will be simple. Everyone is going to be using simple capsules for the goal of standing out. And then probably we have to come up with a different strategy. But right now, it's easy, man. When it comes to capsules, which is not the same than key art, keep it simple, bright colors, contrasting colors from the Steam background, and you do better than most of them. So, and when you look at Crashlands and the price is a little bit expensive, you go like, we have some good reviews. Cool. This must be good. So it stood out. Crashlands, you're in. Do you deserve it? We're about to find out. But right now, just because of the capsule, you're in. There you go. Get in there. And Andrea got lucky. Andrea got lucky because he was on the first one there. Let's go. Let's continue. Too many games, too many games. We go under Signal Creek. I think that Signal Creek, it doesn't say match the name. It's a bit busy, dark background. It's not doing much to grab your attention. I have to say that Promise Mascot did grab my attention here. Uh, the question is, how much does Promise Mascot really offers? Promise Mascot Agency. The name doesn't say much. And the characters here in the background are a bit, you know, they're not very visible. No, it's not. It's not extraordinary how it pops up. So, and we're gonna get lows from Perplexity, I'm sure. So let's continue. Bastronaut. What a shame, man. What is this? Shame. Pity. It's not shame. It's a pity. It's a pity. We'll continue. You know, the motorcycle thing. I can have fun with this. Motorcycle. I see a motorcycle, jumping, stunt bike extreme. Is it my kind of game? I'm not sure, but it is quite clean. It pops up. You clearly see the motorcycle. And if this is your kind of thing, it grabs your attention clearly because they're using best practices, right? So let's go for it. Cool. All right. So we're gonna go with the motorcycle game. And I continue to, where's my, there it is. Cycle, stunt bike extreme. You're in. Is it gonna be a great game? Is it gonna be a great trailer? I'm not sure, but we're bringing it in, bringing it in. Cool. And as well, something that I like to remind when I'm putting more and more key arts on the leaderboard, and to calm my anxiety, so to convince myself that this is not gonna take ages, is that after we are done collecting all the shortlisted games, then we will review this again and say and try to see if there is any of these ones that did not make the cut from the perspective when you compare them to its competitors, to its peers in this environment. And if it doesn't, then we take them out and we kill them right away. All right, we'll continue. Museums of History, just because it's text, but it's still a bit dark. Um, Paco 4. Nothing really grabs. Uh, Nothing really grabs my attention. Paco grabbed my attention. Paco 4. And then Room Football grabbed my attention for a bit. But as well, this background is not really the best. You can't see what's going on here. The football, there's something about the football. It's something about ball and animals, right? Every animal or every domesticated animal, they see a ball, it's like, oh, a ball. So I get a little bit biased when I see a football. It's of course it grabs my attention because that's my animal instinct, right? Is that something to reward? It's just a football, right? So so I'm not sure if it's something to reward. But if it is to reward, because the price, goddamn, it's 116 euros. If it is something to reward, it will appear on Perplexity. If it is something that is worth checking. Below the Holobook. I think there's something about this. They could have done a lot better with the writing here. I mean, you can't really see this. You can't really see the name and the background, all this purple. They should have left it a lot cleaner. All this little background on the on the sky all the colors on the sky, they just get on the way on this, and I think that is not right. A good communication. It's a missed opportunity because the font seems interesting. So maybe they would have made it, clearer background, darker font, or however they want to have it, a little bit bigger, and then a nicer close up to the character. Probably you can connect with it. So no, you're not going through. Canasta. My grandma played canasta. Mm, look at this. What is this? You just don't see anything here. It's just water, sky, and some name here that you can't read because it's the same name of the sky and it's ultra small. And I can gamble anything that this game, the key art of this game on their Steam page looks the same than this. But I won't check because then I could be wrong and it's embarrassing, right? So I won't do it. Uh, no, I keep going. Impossible mode to sim. It grabbed my attention, but because it's the first one, and it's the first one I looked, and not necessarily because I'm scanning and it jumps out to me. So an overshooter, it tells me what the game is and what kind of game I'm gonna find, but it doesn't tell me much about the fantasy. And I think that you have to say something about this fantasy here. And even though it pops up, it could have done a lot better. It pops up with something that is way too simple. It doesn't communicate much. Am I having a problem here with? Okay, cool. All right, let's continue. Um, I have to say, Shadow of Depth, it did grab my attention. But I think that it is because of for all the wrong reasons. So no, I won't reward it. And this sort of grabbed my attention as well. But again, wrong reasons. Wrong reasons because if this wasn't the Ninja Nakate Hayate here, right, that it tells you a little bit about the game, the name that is a ninja and everything. Here it gets everything gets pretty lost, right? Because it's all sharp, straight lines behind a logo that is a word mark that is all straight, sharp lines, and it's not legible. Let's continue going down. Room football appears again. Apocalyptic wasteland. And it seems to be like football with cars, right? I think that's, I would have give it to them if they probably put the ball here and I could see the car pushing it. And I need to see the car bigger. I don't think it's that great. They could have done better with this capsule. Missed opportunity. Maybe it looks like that on the key art. And look at this, room, football, apocalyptic wasteland. They even put some text underneath just for the capsule. You need a different capsule than your key art most of the time. 90% of the time, that's the case. And cool. So this is it. And Drum Guy really stands out. If this was clearer, I would have given it to him. And if he didn't have anything on the back, I would have given it to him. But no, they didn't. So we only have 3 games here. I'm sure that Perplexity will come with 5 or 6, but and I think that this should be the way. I should be a lot more brutal. I'm just gonna scan a little bit more to see if I find something. You see, room football, is it really with cars and stuff like that? Because here there's no cars. I think that the motorcycle that I've chosen was the one that came out the most. Promise mascot, it really stands out. You can't really make a can't really make a connection with these guys, and this doesn't make much sense, but it does stands out. And I wonder if I should let them in. No, I won't. I won't let them in. Let's go ask Perplexity now. Perplexity. What were the most anticipated games and DLCs releases on Steam for the 19th of April? Ah, no, it's not 19th of April. It's the 10th of April. Good, I caught that. 10th of April, 2025. You see, we have six. And we need to make sure that those six are, we need to make sure that those six are from the right day because sometimes Perplexity does hallucinates a little bit. So I can't believe there's a second person watching this. Welcome, second person. That's amazing. Um, I thought I was alone. Okay, let's see. Blueprints. And I don't really want to know much about the game. I'll describe all that later, so I won't read what the game is about here. So I'm just looking for the names. Let's go for blueprints. And we're gonna go nice and fast. Sometimes I try to find it. If I have time, I try to find it. I like this. Raw Fury, good job. And Raw Fury, I have some friends working there. This is good. I like that they use these banners. Cool. So blueprints, I gonna take a screen grab here. But here, if that was the, yeah, I remember this capsule, but it was just this bit, right? The capsule, which is a bit confusing behind the background on behind the background for Steam that is actually blue and dark. This, of course, this doesn't pop up much. So anyway, blueprints, you are in. So let's get you there. You see, this is the same background on purpose. I put the same background on of Steam on this slide, so we can compare it. We sort of have the same environment. Next thing, Perplexity. Let's see if I can go Monster Energy Supercross. Monster Energy Supercross. I think that I shortlisted that one, right? No, Stunt Bike Extreme is the one. Monster Energy Supercross 25. Let me just double check something on Blueprints again. Blueprints released, yeah, 10th of April 2025. Important. It's important to check that. Monster Energy Supercross 25. Wow, expensive game. It looks quality, maybe. Yeah. 10th of April 2025. This is the one. So I'm gonna take this one. Look at the energy, Monster Energy making computer games now. Or maybe they've been doing that for a while and I missed it. All right. Good. We'll continue with Perplexity. Monsters per Cross, Promise Mascot Agency. Promise Mascot Agency. You see, it did grab my attention. It happened. You see, you got it, Promise Mascot. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. We talked about it, right? Quite a bit. Promise Mascot. It was a bit of an expensive game as well. I mean, not expensive, but reasonably priced. They're quite a bit of a premium there. I like this. It wasn't bad, the capsule. The capsule wasn't bad. Actually. It was technically correct. So shame on me. Promise Mascot Agency. Boom. So as I think that we are dealing with 9 games. So Perplexity gave me 6 as I expected. Yeah. Um, Star Overdrive. Okay, Star Overdrive. I won't read it. I won't read the description. Star Overdrive. Star Overdrive. Star Overdrive is coming soon. So it's not here. Cool. Let's continue. It hasn't been released yet. The Talos Principle Reawakened. The Talos Principle Reawakened. Yeah, we saw this one. Expensive little game, 10th of April. Right. Then we're gonna go here. Cool. There's something about the color. Change the color for Steam, man. Change this. Make it stand out because I think that's let's if we look again for the Talos principle, the Talos the Talos principle reawakened. I mean it pops up, but yeah, it doesn't say much. And look at this guy. This is a better capsule if they have used a different background. But this is a better capsule than this, I think. Um, so yeah, but still different background. What's next? It's difficult though to make to make a good capsule that grabs the attention, generates an emotion, and pops up and ticks all the boxes. Is tricky. It is a very fine balance. So what can you do? All right. Um, let's continue. There. Star Overdrive, Talos Principle, Willow Guard. Willow Guard. And the Talos Principle came out on the 10th? Yes. Willow Guard. Yeah, we saw this one. But you see, that's the thing here, that I didn't see much of this guy on the little capsule. So probably it should have been mostly about this guy and the logo, right? This too this is too confusing for a capsule. It's too small. You can't really figure out what this is. I thought it was a mountain. Bring him forward. That's the main character. Bring that guy forward. Clear the background and show me the Willow Guard on a brighter font, and you'll pop there because this is a cute little character and he has a sword. I want to see that. And then when you are in the key art, you tell the story. When they are in the Steam shop, then you tell the story. You tell the style of the game on the key art and so on. This is a good runner-up for a key art. I like this key art. So anyway, let's continue. 10th of April, you're coming in. Boom. So as we continue, so I think we have one more game, maybe. Let's see. One more game. Willow Guard. No, and that's it because Star Overdrive. It looked like a it's exclusive to Nintendo Switch. So it's on Nintendo Switch, but it didn't come up in on Steam. But maybe you can buy it on Steam on Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure. For Nintendo Switch, I'm not sure. Maybe you have to only. I thought it was only. I think it is only on the Nintendo Store that you can buy Nintendo games. But maybe you can buy them on Steam, or maybe Perplexity is tripping again. So there you go. Boom. These are my kids. All right. So we have the ones that made it to the short list is Andrea, the little robot thingy. That if you compare them, it didn't come up on the, it didn't come up on the, it didn't come up on the on Perplexity. Maybe it grabbed my attention because it was the first one, and but it has this whole sci-fi thing to it. Maybe some space, and also the robot there. That's Andrea. Maybe I don't know. Crashlands 2, Standback Extreme, Blueprints anticipated through PR. Then we have uh, then we have Supercross 25, Monster Supercross 25. This is so weird. This is a bad key art. I, I don't want to be that bad, but you can't really even see the name of this thing. Promise Mascot that made it good visually, made a good capsule, but also they came out on they did a good PR job to stand out in Perplexity, Talos Principle, Reawakened, and Willow Guard. And Willow Guard seems like a strong runner-up for the best key art today. All right, let's start. Let's start. Checking all of these games one by one. Where's my coffee? I gotta put the coffee on the microwave. Just give me a minute. Coffee in the microwave. That's right. I don't care. I had an Xbox boss of mine called Matthias Lilia from Paradox Interactive, and he would say that coffee is just glorified tea. And you know what? I agree. It's just coffee. People really goes like, oh no, it has some hints of vanilla, and I just taste bitter if I'm honest. I don't taste any of it. All right, let's just refresh this bad boy. We're 11th, and we're gonna start with what I call, should I call it Lucky Andrea? Because it's kind of like it's been on the first one. So maybe yes. I'm definitely overheating my coffee and almost burning it on the microwave because I gotta be so slow to drink it. So it's good if it stays warm. Okay. All right, let's go. We've been streaming now for about 30 minutes, I think. Yes, about 40 minutes, 35 minutes. All right, let's see. So we're gonna start with the screenshots. Is Andrea from the Mensum Media. And we're gonna start first by looking at the screenshots, and we're gonna give it a score of 1 to 5. So we're gonna look at the screenshots, we're gonna look at the copy, we're gonna look at the key art, and then we're gonna watch the trailer. And we're gonna do the same with all the other 8 participants we have today and choose the best trailer, the best key art, and the best overall launch. So let's start with this with screenshots. Cool. Allow me. Four move, a 4 steps move to drink water, drink coffee, first muting. All right, let's go. The screenshots is a pretty simple UX. Some open fields, maybe some animals there. It seems to be all about discovering this different planet with a huge moon, or is a planet, another planet next to it. It seems like a big planet to have too close. You're next to crashing into it. All right, so it's an environment. Sounds like a survival game. You're killing some monsters, scanning the Crash Capital creature with a bony exoskeleton. Hmm. So you don't get much about what the game is about or what are you gonna be doing exactly through these screenshots. I've seen this before. All right. Okay, cool. Let's look at the copy. Andrea. It's not bad the the key art. I must say it's not wow, but it's not bad. So you actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a. We're gonna move now to this one, and here's where we're gonna collect all the key arts. So we know though that these ones are all the key arts because they came from Perplexity, and I just took them straight from there. And Andrea, I'm gonna add their key art here. So since we're at it, and I think the key art is not bad. Is it gonna be the winner? No, I don't think it's gonna win. I don't think it's gonna win. But if you compare it to all the rest, it's not too short out of the, you know, all of the vast majority of all the key arts we have here. I think it's like, is standing on equal height, and I don't know, maybe the pond is not too big, or maybe the competitors are not too strong from the key art perspective, but it's not a bad key art. All right, and let's start. A sci-fi, here are the copy. A sci-fi first-person shooter set on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Okay, let's start again. A sci-fi first-person shooter set on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Scan the local alien creatures and robots to obtain technical data. Battle the guard robots and defeat the master AI. So, sorry, a sci-fi first-person shooter set on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. So I know it's sci-fi because that doesn't need to be, it's been sold all over here. And the first person shooter probably is something that you can put at the bottom, uh, but you can see that it's first person, right? And but I don't see any gun, and I don't see any battler, any battles. That's a missed opportunity. Scan the alien creatures and robots to obtain technical data, battle the guard robots, and defeat the master AI. So all of this, it seems to me like the second half of this description. Because first, I like to know who I am and what am I doing there, and who is this guy? Is it me? Is that me? If that's me, then I should be told. Or am I controlling this remotely? This is a droid. I think that, a drone robot or, I think that's, they could have put a lot more, they could have put um, a lot more condiments and a lot more flair and emotional weight to this story, right? Because there are many games like this, many, many games like that. And what it makes a difference is how you place the story in the eyes of a player. What am I gonna feel? Who am I gonna turn into? That's what players want to know. Please bear with me for a second. I need to get a jumper. It's a bit cold. But let's do this one first. So I would say that the screenshots, because we're not saying any battling, we're not saying the first person shooter, I'm not shooting anything. I see the environments, it doesn't say much in any way. And it's not that the environments are mind blowing. So I would say that the screenshots are okay. No, okay. No, you know what? Let's look at the trailer. Let's look at the trailer. Let's not give punctuation yet. So so let's look at this on the right with the right perspective, right? First of all, this is a solo indie game developer, and you can you can judge many of these things with being harsh with the scores and all of that, and because they didn't make the cut, and but at the same time, when you put it on the perspective, on the framework of this is a solo indie developer, this is a solid launch. Could have done better, yes, of course, but I won't give it score. I won't give a score to this one, and I will put it out of the competition. But I think that I'm gonna send my feedback to the developer later. I'm gonna try to find out who this guy is, this solo developer, and I'm gonna give him my feedback. I think that the first overall for being a solo developer, the key art is very good. He did a or he or she did a very very good job, and because it really stood out on as a capsule on Steam, but also if we look at the capsule, sorry, if you look at the capsule that this solo developer presented, this is not bad. This is well strategized. And then when you look at the key art, this is a decent key art for a solo developer. So, and and the solo developer most likely also created the trailer. So, solo developer. So, solo developer, here's Matthias, and I want to give you some advice from all the years that I have spent working on marketing and creative marketing on the gaming industry and on the entertainment industry in general. Good attempt. This is good. Keep the key art. The key art works. And the capsule, very good job at the capsule too. The trailer, you can do a lot shorter on your trailer. 149 is way too long. And try to boil all of this on a music that it goes up and down a little bit, different moments, and boil it down to 45 seconds tops. I love this, this image here. So boil it down to 45 seconds. You have all the right elements there. You have some fighting, you have animals, you have as well some trees, some skills that you are putting. Where is it? Where is the part of the skills? This skill tree, all of this is very useful. So put all of that in 45 seconds. Let me know on this copy, what am I doing on this planet? Let me know, what am I doing in this planet? What is my goal there? What do I need to achieve apart from trying to master AI? Why am I trying to master AI? What is going on with AI? Is it not my friend? Why is it not my friend? What's happening? Get me there. Let me feel, what am I gonna become playing your game? And the other thing, your screenshots. The four screenshots are the most important. Are the ones that the player will see when they hover the list of the list of games here. So when I hover here, usually the four screenshots come out on the side. So four screenshots are the most important. Get me some battle, get me the skill tree, and get me a big ass monster here, and you will be fine. Relaunch the game again, do it again, and make all of this shorter, more concise. Tell me who am I, what am I doing here, and give me some more of the game on the screenshots. I have no battle whatsoever. I have no skill tree whatsoever. Show me that. Show me some monster. Go get them, because this is really good job. The key art is very good, and the name works, and it's very well crafted. Go do that, and you'll be a lot better than what you are now. Thanks. That's it. So let's go for the next one now. I will not give any score to Ardia, solo developer, and I think that it's gonna be playing to bigger players like, you know, like Blueprints and Supercross Monster and all of that, Willow Guard. So it's not fair to put him 100% to the run of to the run against all of these guys. So then let's move to Blueprints. No, who is it? Crashlands. Let's go to Crashlands. Crashlands 2. Crashlands 2. Put this here. We save the key art with the other key arts. It's not bad. It's not bad, the key art from Crashlands. So maybe it's too busy. Maybe a bit of a missed opportunity there, because I really like I think the character on the front is cool. So there, boom. All right, Crashlands. Let's look at the screenshots. It has definitely a unique style, very interesting sort of like illustration on it. The assets has this cartoony feel to it, right? Quite a little organic, cartoony feel to it, and I like that. So I think that the screenshots are right, I would describe the game. You have some spells there. It's a turn-based tactical game. Seems like it. They have some crafting. Comfort, skills, cards, and the battles are quite unique. Different environments. They're all very pretty. And a little bit of a story here. There's some crafting as well. Interesting. Okay, cool. I think that they do a great job at showing how pretty the game is. But I do think that they should probably have brought these ones in here, these ones and these ones a little bit earlier. And maybe if there's more to it, we should do that. We should show that. And probably the other thing that I will have done is to get a better close up to the characters that you will become, just so you can create a closer, a faster attachment to them, to them. So I will do that. But the game does look pretty. Um, Give me a second. I gotta get a jumper. Cool. So let's continue. So let's look at the copy here. Slap your way across a vibrant world where interstellar friendships are the key to your survival. Befriend eccentric aliens, craft bizarre weaponry, and stick it to the man in this sequel to the award-winning open-world crafting RPG Crashlands. I like it. I think it's a good copy. Slap your way across a vibrant world where interstellar friendships are the key to your survival. So you have these little characters that they're gonna become your friends. That's why I think that they should have included some of those characters in a close-up on the screenshots. Who are they gonna be your friends? I think it's important that you introduce them on the screenshots because if you're gonna make, if they are telling you that you're gonna make friendships of with eccentric aliens, it would be nice to have a hint of who they're going to be just to get you excited on the screenshots. A close up. Befriend eccentric aliens, craft bizarre weaponry, and stick it to the man in this sequel to the award-winning open-world crafting RPG Crashlands. I think this is very good copy because at the end of the day, at the end of it, gives you some some USPs, the award-winning, the sequel to the award-winning open world, and it gives you the RPG crafting RPG Crashlands. That's what you're gonna be doing, and this helps a lot with the it helps a lot with the discoverability and the algorithms. But then you have all this emotional connection or emotionally weighted copy that describes the adventure that you will be experiencing and basically how you're gonna feel when you play the game. What's the goal? To stick it to the man, and it's nice because it doesn't get too specific. It just it tells you that you're just gonna stick it to him, and then and it lets you know that you're gonna have some cool friends. Shame that they didn't show much of those friends on a close up on screenshots. So, and I think that did I put this there? Yes, and I think that they they have a nice key art. So that's cool. Perfect. Let's look at the trailer. Release announcement trailer. Release announcement, cinematic, release. Let's go for the cool. I think that you have two trailers and one trailer there. I think that they're missing an opportunity by not telling the story, this cool story that they have written here. They're probably missing an opportunity. They're showing a lot of gameplay, and the gameplay is really cool. They have a good, they seem to have a good game going on here. But the story, the journey seems pretty flat because I'm not really, it does need some help from script, some written help to guide you, to give, to add some context to the story and then to make it, give it a line to it, give it a continuity to it. I will have loved to hear, I'm sure that you can add a line of value that can bring context to this egg hatching and so on. And all these different conversations that you have here that happen in a very busy environment, so they don't count. So what I always try to advise, especially to these busy games, is that at some stage slow down, bring the screen to black or to just a calm, a little bit more stillness, not completely still, but a little bit more stillness, and tell me what is it that I really should know about the game, about your fantasy, clearly and in a quiet environment so I can read it and sink it in. I'm sure that for those players who know this franchise and they're fans of it, they see this and they already get excited. And this is doesn't make it a bad trailer for them. But if you are not doing all your efforts for, if you're not using all the tricks available, that they don't necessarily cost money, if you're not using all the tricks available to actually make sure that those who don't know your game from before the prequel understands and really process the USPs of your game, either from the features perspective or from the story perspective or the mechanics perspective. If you don't do all of that in the most optimized way, you are leaving money on the table. And we're selling the game, so we don't want to do that, right? So best practices. So what I would recommend to the team on Crashlands 2, again, the same thing that I did that I tell most people. Good. You launch the game. It is very positive, 223. So the game works. So 223 reviews. The game works. So make another trailer and make another trailer that is a lot shorter, 45 seconds, and have a few it had a few captions there with a quiet background that explains either what is cool about the game from the story perspective or from the features perspective or whatever it is that you think that sells your game most and best. Do that because why not a post-launch trailer? Just keep that, keep that trend going up and don't let it go down. Keep bit going and update this page and put that trailer that sells the game better than this trailer does. You can do it. It's possible. It won't cost you any money. Maybe an editor 2 days, and you have a trailer that is a lot more effective than this one. And this one seems to be effective already because you have quite a few reviews, and they're very positive. So go get them, Crash Lessons. 2, go get them, Crashlands 2. All right, cool. So let's give it a bit of a review to all this. Because look, all of this stuff that you have, slap your way across this vibrant world where interstellar friendships are the key to survival. This, interstellar friendships, one caption. Show me gameplay, gameplay, gameplay are the key to your survival. Gameplay, gameplay, gameplay. You know? And then you can have more captions. So you have 4 captions here that are very effective. You can go interstellar friendships, gameplay, gameplay, gameplay are the key to your survival. Gameplay, 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 gameplay. Befriend befriend eccentric aliens. Gameplay, gameplay, gameplay. Craft bizarre weaponry. Gameplay, gameplay, gameplay. And stick it to the man. And end the game. Gameplay and end the trailer with your key art. Do that. Do that. Put those 4 lines within this trailer. Make it 45 seconds long, and you will have a much more easy to understand trailer that upsells your game because you're not saying anything any of that here, and use it as a post-launch campaign. It's gotta be cheap, and and if you upload this page again, maybe Steam pumps it up, so pushes up there. So do it. Go get them. Anyway, let's do it again. So I think that the screenshots for Crashlands 2 from Butterscotch Shenanigans. I gotta write that down. Shenanigans. The screenshots are okay. It's very pretty, the game, but I think that they could have benefit from showing close-ups of the eccentric alien that you're gonna befriend. They didn't do that, so it's a missed opportunity. But apart from that, you see a lot of the game. So I would say that in order to be very good, they will have put more of the aliens, and they should have brought some of these uh, trees and crafting elements and so on uh, uh, closer to the front. And I would have liked to see more of this. But yeah, I would say that the screenshots are a 3. So they're good, right? I would say that the copy is very good. So I gotta give it a 4. The trailer is too long. It needs captions. It's confusing. It shows a lot of the game, and if you understand the game and you're a fan of the franchise, it works, perhaps. But if you are not, if you don't know the franchise, then you see the you see the trailer and you're missing a lot of information that will make it look unique. And I think that the trailer will be leaving money on the table. So I don't think that is, and the trailer is to sell, man. And if it doesn't tick the boxes to make the game more sellable or increase its chances to sell dramatically, then it's not really meeting its purpose. So I would say that the trailer is regular, and I think that it's regular. Um, Probably I'm afraid that I might be too kind to it. Do that. Captions shorter and tell me a bit the story, and you'll fix it. And then when it comes, sorry, no, I gotta do so. Yeah, trailer 2, and I think that the key art, I think the key art is fine. The key art is good, so I gotta give it a 3 to the key art because and there's something that is really interesting here. The key art is good, and it's different to the capsule, and I think that that really matters. See how they in the capsule they they made this, and they really stood out. They really stood out. They did a really good job with that. So, and then when you come here, it's giving you a much richer key art that shows you so much more of their world. And strategically, that is a sound move. So the key art is 3, trailer 2, copies 4, and the screenshots are 3. Crashlands, listen to me. Please look at this bit. Is this if you made those changes that I suggested, you'll see the benefits. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is um, Stunt Extreme Bike. The show has been running for an hour so far. Yes. Okay, let's see if we can hurry this up. It looks like we're going really slow because I just get hooked on helping. Extreme what? Stunt Bike Extreme. Stunt Bike Extreme. Cool, they're charging for it now. Let's put this on pause. So, Stunt Bike Extreme is a motocross racing game. Compete around the world through adrenaline pumping tracks. Okay, cool. So let's look at the screenshots. Yeah, it's a lot of jumping, different environments. That's fun, right? And I wonder if there is, this is really cool. I wonder if there is, a garage or something like that. The key art kind of works. This one. It's not beautiful, but it kind of works. It serves the purpose. It's technically sound. And that's okay. Ah, I messed up. Is it somewhere there? No. Okay, let's do it again. Cool. Stunt Bike Extreme. Key arts, the screenshots, they look interesting. All these environments, that's really cool. Um, I think that they really show the breadth of all the different places around the world that you will be competing. That's quite nice. And then when it comes to the copy, Stunt Bike's extreme motocross racing game. Compete around the world through an adrenaline pumping tracks. It sort of like complements their uh, their their screenshots, right? I wonder if in the trailer you can see something else that they are missing on this copy that they could have added. So let's look at the trailer right away. So I think that the trailer, considering this seems like a bit like a small studio without perhaps many resources. That considered, I think everything does the job very well here. And they have the resources that they have. Probably this was edited by a single editor or just by an editor, and that was the whole trailer budget, right? Because it would have been nice to hear some sound, perhaps from the game, but I guess that probably, the game had the music, its own music behind, and it was getting messy. So no audio design there on the trailer, but probably would have benefited with some captions. But I would say that considering that you can tell that this is a small studio, the trailer is okay. It's correct. It shows you the breadth of the game and the many you know uh, sort of environments that you are using your motorcycle. And it seems pretty fun. What I would say is that perhaps they missed an opportunity on putting on of the um, the customization of the rider and the motorcycle. Probably that could have been here, interesting to some players, maybe on the first four screenshots. And then the other thing is, I think that there was a shot on the trailer that you were being chased by a train, and I think that that's something that should have been included in one of these ones. But all in all, is correct. It serves the purpose, and there's nothing really, you know, wrong about considering as well the resources that they might have available. That it seems quite evident with the listing as a whole. Let's look if they easy to learn but hard to master. Motocross game. Perform stunts, gain levels, upgrade your bike, spend resources on customization and items of your choosing. So maybe this is something that could have been on the trailer, right? Complete new levels to unlock new bikes. Choose 10 unique bikes from different playstyle. Look at these bikes, man. They could have included this on the screenshots and on the trailer. Different bikes, very different bikes, and the fact that the mechanics of unlocking new bikes as you compete could have been on the description here and also on the trailer. So, stunt bike extreme. So the screenshots are good. Could be better because there was more to the game to put on the screenshots. So like the customization, the different bikes, and so on. So the screenshots are good. The copy, the copy is nothing out of this world. It's not bad, but it's neither good. It's just regular. So I'm gonna give it a 2. Uh, the key art, the key art is regular. It's okay. Probably we have put the spike bigger, you know. Um, but it's okay. It's a regular so I think that, sorry about that. I think that the logo, even though it looks cool, is a bit confusing and hard to read. So they could have done better there. Maybe bigger here, the logo, or the bike bigger. So yeah. And the trailer is a good trailer, considering all things considered. But as well, no, it's not a good trailer. It's a regular trailer because, it's missing some captions. There's so much upsell to do there. But I like the fact that it's 37 seconds, right? So good job over there. All right, cool. Let's continue. Next is Blueprints. And I think that here we're going to be pleasantly surprised. Um, I think the guys from Raw Fury usually make some good trailers, and they have some solid people working on their marketing. So I'm sure they have an atmospheric trailer, but we're gonna look at the release trailer. But first, we're gonna look at the screenshots. All right, so let's go to the screenshots. I like the style of the game, but that's the thing with Raw Fury, right? They're always a little bit unique with the way they do things. Um, they have their own style. Bedroom, storeroom, hallway. So it's a bit of an investigation. You're revealing pictures, trying to get clues. Cool. You have the different environments with CCTVs. You found a wood and brass magnifying glass. Inspect documents of the state more closely. It's really cool, man. So you're finding things, and it's nice how they, how they feature them, how they introduce them to the player. It's a nice thing because it's a lot to it is about how you're gonna feel in the game, and that's really cool. I think that is very well executed over here. Very nice screenshots. Look at this. Such a lovely game. It makes you want to play it, huh? Good. Good screenshots are ready. Let's look at the copy. Can I read this? No. Cool. So let me just go here. Okay. Welcome to MT Holy, where every dawn unveils a new mystery. Navigate through shifting corridors and ever-changing chambers in this genre-defying strategy puzzle adventure. But will your unpredictable path lead you to the rumored Room 46? All right. Welcome to Empty Holly, where every dawn unveil a new mystery. Navigate through shifting corridors and ever-changing chambers in this genre-defying strategy puzzle adventure. But will your unpredictable path lead you to the rumored Room 46? Cool. It's interesting, right? It's telling you that you're going to be sort of like surviving or investigating this hotel that in every new day you will have a new mystery to solve. That's pretty cool. I like it. Um, and now I think it's time to look at the trailer. They have this atmospheric trailer, but this is the daily launch award, so we're gonna look at the release trailer and judge that. It's 1 minute.
To the architect.
It's 1 minute 28 seconds. And let's look.
To the architect, an empty blueprint represents a world of possibilities.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew all of my right, title, and interest in the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
A world of dreams and doorways.
The above provision is contingent on discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Should Should my grandnephew fail, then this gift shall lapse.
An empty blueprint represents a world of possibilities.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew all of my right, title, and interest in the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
A world of dreams and doorways.
All right. So yes, now I have a microphone. It's gonna be my phone then. Okay. Uh, Sorry about that. I need to watch this trailer again because I had some technical issues, but we're back on it. So let's watch this trailer again.
To the architect, an empty blueprint represents a world of possibilities.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew all of my right, title, and interest in the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
A world of dreams and doorways.
The above provision is contingent on discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
my grandnephew fail, then this gift shall lapse.
All right, so I think it's a very very stylish, moody trailer, and it shows some of the gameplay, and I think that it ticks all the boxes from that perspective. It's definitely very emotionally heavy. It is a well-crafted trailer, that's for sure. I think that probably, to my taste, it's a little bit too long. I think that probably you could have said the same thing, perhaps with 30 seconds less. But it is beautifully crafted, that's for sure. The only thing, I had a problem listening to the voiceover, and and I and and I would have lowered the music a little bit more when the voiceover was coming in. The music, it stayed pretty. It felt like it stayed pretty high all the time, and so that's the only thing that is sort of like, perhaps it did got on the way of the experience, uh, because for moments I was just really um, moving forward and trying to think, what is this actually saying? And while I was trying to hear the voice, I stopped being so affected by the visuals, and that makes a difference, especially in a game that is so emotion driven like this, or or the trailer that is so emotion driven like this. So yeah, probably 30 seconds shorter, and and the audio mix was a thing, but it definitely shows the game, the beauty of the game, the uniqueness of the game, and the mood of the game. So it is clearly, I think, targeting to the right audience. I believe in the right way. So overall, I would say, let's see. So overall, blueprints from from Dag Dog Bomb, from Dog Bomb and Raw Fury. I would say that the screenshots are really, really good and very well executed and very well timed. And they really did a great job with the screenshots. So the screenshots, the screenshots are gonna give it a 5. They're excellent. They're really, really good. When it comes to the copy, I think the copy is nice. Uh, Welcome to Empty Holy, where every dawn, every dawn, sorry. Welcome to Empty Holy, where every dawn unveils a new mystery. Navigate through shifting corridors and ever-changing chambers in this genre-defying stretch puzzle adventure. But will your unpredictable path lead to the rumored Room 46? I think that this last bit doesn't tell me much. And And if the idea was to create some mystery, I think that this line sort of missed the mark. But all of this, all of this, it tells you something. I think. Welcome to Empty Holy, where every dawn unveils a new mystery. Navigate through shifting corridors and ever-changing chambers in this genre-defying strategy battle adventure. It's pretty good. Cool. So, so I would say that the copy is a 3. It's a good copy. It's a good copy. I think that here it missed the mark. I could have changed something to, uh, if the idea was to intrigue. I'm sure that there's plenty of elements here that will do a better job that uh, the unpredictable room 46, the unpredictable path lead you to the rumored room 46. You know, I'm sure there's a better way, an easier way or there is a better way to help your audience feel what you want them to feel when they talk about the room 46, which they don't know yet. Cool. And then when it comes to the key art, when it comes to the key art, it feels like a nice key art. I think that it doesn't say much, the key art itself. I like the fonts, but it really is a blue wall, and I think that when you look at the screenshots here, and I'm sure that there's plenty of puzzles. Um, there are so many environments that they're so pretty here, and they're wide, and they work as a good background to whatever you want to create in the key art. There's so many intriguing sites within the game that this perhaps is not the most interesting to use as a key art. So I'm not sure if that's the best choice. So I will say that the key art, I will give the key art, I don't know. My friends, I have some friends on working on Raw Fury, but I think that this is a regular key art. It doesn't say much about the story. It's a person in a corridor, and it seems to me that the game has a lot more depth than that to display on a key art. So I would say that the key art is a 2. Regular key art. And when it comes to the trailer, I think the trailer is long. It's a bit long, but it really gets you into the feeling of it, of how it's gonna feel the game, and I think that it does a really good job at displaying the different how you're gonna play the game. So that's very good, and how you're gonna be emotionally connected to it. It's a bit long, and the audio is an issue. The mixing of the VO on the music, but I think it's a good trailer. So it's a good trailer. It's solid. Is it very good? I'm not sure, but it's a good trailer. So I'm gonna give it to the trailer. I'm gonna give it a 3. That's it. Good. So that was Blueprints from Raw Fury and Dogu Bomb. Let's go to the next game. The next game is Supercross 25, Monster Supercross 25. There. Boom. Right, look at this. This seems to have to be pretty full on. So let's go to the screenshots right away. Seems like a high. Well, this is all key art. This is all, concept art, I think, or maybe cinematics, I would imagine. It seems all mostly like cinematics. Maybe this is the real race. Okay, cool. This looks more like gameplay. But if this was gameplay, this is pretty good. Yeah. That looks like cinematics. That's probably gameplay. I'm not sure. But everything is mostly cinematics. Alright, let's look at the copy. Get ready for a new beginning with the upcoming 2025 season. Official riders and tracks. A renewed gameplay thanks to Unreal Engine 5. And much, much more. Okay, let me see. Get ready for a new beginning with the upcoming 2025 season. Official riders and tracks. A renewed gameplay thanks to Unreal Engine 5 and much, much more. Yeah, maybe some features here to highlight. Maybe we'll see. It's okay. Let's go to the trailer. So this is launch trailer. There.
The Supercross video game is back, baby. Let's do this. Count me in. I'm game. Are you? Monster Energy Supercross 25. We are game.
Let's watch it again. It was too much going on in a very short time. Let's watch it again.
The Supercross video game is back, baby. Let's do this. Count me in. I'm game. Are you? Monster Energy Supercross 25. We are game.
Well, here we go. So I think that this trailer is packed with missed opportunities. Even though I understand that the personalities are quite important here, is and maybe like saying that it would be with Football Club FC 25 it is now ex FIFA. Uh, you would imagine that the personalities make a difference. They do, they definitely do. But I wouldn't trade personalities with game for the sake of sorry, I wouldn't sacrifice game features on a game release trailer than for personalities. I think that the features are most important, and especially if the game is being rebuilt from scratch, as it says, rebuilt from scratch. Okay, tell me what that means, right? I think that players they do care about the personalities, and they know that it's uh, all the official all the official you know motorcycles and riders, but they want to see the game, and and I think that they missed an opportunity here because I'm sure that right now Monster has the money, and I'm sure that right now this trailer is going out all over the internet, and it misses the chance to show the thing that they should be you know more proud of, that they rebuild it from scratch, the new features, the new pictures. What does that mean? At the end of the day, it's about the player and the player experience, and here you don't get to see much of the player experience at the time where the player is most ready to actually buy the game. So yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity. So let's check it out. So when it comes to Monster Supercross 25, and I'm sure they did a good, PR campaign because they came up on Perplexity, and we're talking about Monster after all. So yes, so let's go for screenshots. The screenshots weren't good because everything seems more like cinematic, so no gameplay whatsoever. So the screenshots, I will give it a 1. It was mostly cinematics. Uh, then when it comes to the copy, get ready for a new beginning with the upcoming 2025 season. Official riders and tracks, a renewed gameplay thanks to Unreal Engine 5, and so much more. Copy is regular, 2. Then for the key art is not good. You're missing so much of the branding. Maybe if it was like this, it would be okay. But they could have used only one bike, perhaps, and some of the dirt. And so I don't think it's a good key art. The key art is bad. It's not optimized neither for because if you even look over here, Monster Supercross Monster Energy. Even this is not optimized. It's just so much branding there that gets in the way, and it seems to probably be a good game. It's 59, 59 euros. Maybe it's pretty complete. So it's a missed opportunity in so many levels. I'm sorry, Milestone as SRL. It's just not good. So the key art is a 1, and the trailer, I think it's a 2, because the edits are nice and all of that, but the crafting, the strategy behind the trailer is not right. So yeah, it's a 2. Shame. I'm sure they had all the tools to get it right, and that's a pity. That is a pity. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is Promise Mascot. Wait, Promise Mascot. Let's go. Promise Mascot. Cool. So looking at the screenshots of Promise Mascot, I'm a bit confused about what a small door. How is a mascot supposed to fit through that? What is going on here? Okay, there's some driving. There's some communication. I'm very confused. Negotiate perks. Recruit. Tofu. Okay. Oh man. I think I'm going through an extreme cultural clash here. Yes, I'm going well. Cool. Then we'll call the Promise Mascot Agency. We have to fulfill the promise to Matriarch Shimanzu and the mascots in this town. This is the weirdest game I've seen in a long time. Okay. This is so weird. All right. Let's go to the copies. To the copy. Explore a cursed Japanese town, recruit mascot friends, and come to the rescue when disaster strikes. Solve the mystery of your exile. Help a living finger work through her many anger issues. Turn Promise Mascot Agency into the best agency in Japan in this open world narrative adventure. It's so weird, and it's very positive. 55 reviews, and very positive. So it doesn't look like a bad quality game. It's definitely out there. It's definitely different. And it all comes down to execution, I guess. So let's go to the trailer and see. Here is the cinematic launch trailer. So this is the one that we're gonna see. I'm gonna pause my microphone. Let's check it out.
俺の名前はミチで。
お疲れ、社長。
行こう。
なくした約束家族と引き換えに見つけた今死にゆく街で
失望させませんから。
今
マスコットエージェンシー
Look, I don't think this is the best trailer from a technical perspective, you know, but man, that I enjoy watching that, and you know, it goes against all rules I know about making a trailer for a game and sell it, but the experience is so unique. The game seems so crazy that, and everything seems crazy here, right? So and it just breaks all the rules because the whole game is so crazy that it makes sense that the copy is crazy, and it makes sense that the screenshots are crazy, and it makes sense that the trailer is crazy, and it doesn't make and it makes no sense, and probably that's the USP, you know. So I'm so confused. I'm so confused. So Promise Mascot from Kaizen Gameworks. Kaizen Gameworks. All right. So let's start. So the screenshots, everything is very confusing here. Okay, so everything is way too crazy and confusing for me, and I think that probably that's the point. You know, that's the goal. This is gold. This is absolute gold. This guy appearing there, you know, and I guess that is the one that helps kids cross the street on schools. I guess that this. Oh wow! And then they have like loads of. Okay, I'm gonna. I'm gonna close this. Okay, perfect. So, um, yeah, I think that probably the strategy, if it's not, it should have been to make this so confusing that people just has to discover it. They just need to experience it. But look, you have a toe, I know, a thumb, right? Explore cursed Japanese town, recruit mascot friends, and come to the rescue when disaster strikes. Solve the mystery of your exile. Help a living finger. Help a living finger. This guy work through her many anger issues. Turn Promise Mascot Agency into the best agency in Japan in this open world narrative adventure. Come on, man. I don't know. This is so weird. What about this? 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. This is something, man. Is it the best launch of the day? Maybe. Maybe. Is it the best trailer? Maybe. Maybe it is. Okay. All right. Let's go. So Promise Mascot, I think that everything was overwhelming, and but in an exciting way. I didn't understand it, but I got excited about it. And I cannot really understand what is it that it worked there, or or what their strategy behind. I know what it worked for me, but the strategy behind it, I'm not sure what was the strategy behind it, and I would love to talk to the people that made this. I'm probably going to try to get in touch with them. But I think that if we break it down one by one, I think the screenshots are very intriguing, and they show you the kind of game, the kind of craziness. It promises very well the kind of craziness. So I think that they got to promise. So I think that the screenshots are very good, are very good. They're four. I think that their copy on their game description is, I think it's fabulous. I think it's a five. I think it's a five. Explore a cursed Japanese town, recruit the mascot friends, and come to the rescue when disaster strikes. Solve the mystery of your exile. Help a living finger work through many anger issues. Promise mascot agents and turn Promise mascot agents into the best agency in Japan. There's business, there's disaster, there's action, there's so many things. Yeah, so copy is really excellent. Five. I will go to then when it comes to the key art. I think the key art is pretty good. The key art is good. I would have enjoyed more. This should have been, because I'm I'm assuming that I'm assuming that this is the finger, the thumb, and I think that I probably should have made they should have made this a little bit clearer that this is a thumb and it will have taken, kick the ball out of the park. But I think that this key art is a 4. So key art is 4. Key art 4. And then the trailer the trailer is so confusing. And but it still is exciting. So I would say that the trailer is a 4. Even though it breaks all the rules. It breaks all the rules. I don't understand it, and I still like it. You know, it tells you about the features. Everything goes too fast. It's too long, but it's just so surreal that it really promises a unique experience. And probably because the game seems so vast and is packed with so many, and I'm talking about the quantity here, weird experiences that they just wanted to cram it all there because it was the only way to describe it. So, you know, uh, I don't understand it, but I think it's a very good trailer. And I'm gonna give it a 4, a 4. Boom. And that's it. They have so much going on for them. Promise Mascot and agency. Oops. So it's not an agency called Promise Mascot. So it's not an agency called Promise Mascot, but it's a mascot agency. So okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. It's so weird. It makes no sense to try to understand it. So let's go to the Talos Principle Reawakened. How am I doing? 12. I'm okay. I'm okay with time. 12. Um, was it Talos? Talos Principle Reawakened. Cool. Here. So 2 hours of the show now. It's being long. And let's start with the screenshots. So, I like this. Always like games that have turrets like this. That makes me exciting. That makes me excited. All right. There's some high tech involved on this. And so this seems to be like some sort of portals that you travel across. And I guess that's some connection with human and technology. Old school Greek stuff and technology. Am I running out of battery? No. Cool. But it's hard to understand what the game is by looking into this. You can get a lot of environments that are a little surreal, but isn't very clear what is it that I'm doing here. Okay, cool. Step back into a world of thought-provoking puzzles, philosophical intrigue, and breathtaking visuals with the Talos Principle reawakened, a first-person puzzle masterpiece for both new players and longtime fans alike. Cool, very positive. Step back into a world of thought-provoking puzzles, philosophical intrigue,
and breathtaking visuals with the Talos Principle Reawakened, a first person puzzle masterpiece for both new players and long-time fans alike. I think this is pretty cool. I mean, it's if it's only about the puzzles, uh, then it's not, and it's not much of a story, or I don't know. We'll see on the trailer because it is a little bit sterile though, but they still push like it's gonna be an amazing, it's breathtaking experience or somehow wowing experience. So let's look at the trailer and see how that feels, how it delivers into that promise. So I'm gonna post my microphone.
What is a remaster? A mere reflection of the past, or an opportunity to create anew? The Talos Principle Reawakened returns with much more than a visual upgrade. Rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5, the world is sharper, richer, and more immersive than ever, inviting you to dive deeper into its world of philosophical science fiction. Developer commentary provides exclusive insight into the creation of a genre-defining experience, while the puzzle editor lets you design, share, and challenge thousands with your mind-bending creations. This definitive edition also includes Road to Gehenna. This expansion takes players beyond the gates of the simulation in an attempt to free the souls of the damned at all costs. And now, a brand new chapter expands the story of the Talos Principle. In the Beginning takes players to the final days of the old world. Spend a quiet afternoon with Alexandra Drennan and her colleagues and witness the birth of the simulation. Solve all new puzzles crafted in collaboration with some of the most talented fans and return to where it all began. The Talos Principle Reawakened, much more than a remaster.
So, okay. The trailer doesn't. I mean, it's quite explanatory. It's very explanatory, and it's very technical, right? And it has this grandiose feel to it, but it doesn't have much of a story. It's almost like an ad rather than a trailer, and it's an ad that is quite, descriptive. So it doesn't really. It might make you interested. It's definitely targeted to an old audience, uh, and perhaps that's the main selling point. We remastered Talos, so but they're not necessarily. It's not necessarily making an effort to capture those who don't know Talos, um, and it's almost like they it's almost like they're selling it as if it was a touristic, you know, attraction, and but not necessarily, an experience, a game experience, or so on. So I'm not sure how I feel about the trailer, to be honest. I wasn't wowed at all, in any way. The game seems cool, but I'm not sure if it's that cool to me. So yeah, it didn't really tick many boxes for me. So if we go to judging them, Talos, Principle. Talos Principle, I would say that their screenshots the screenshots if it is about, solving puzzles, this doesn't tell you much about solving puzzles. It doesn't tell you much about you having the possibility of building your own puzzles or your own experience. It doesn't say much about the building side of it. So I think it comes short on the screenshots. So I think that the screenshots are somewhere regular, really. When it comes to the copy, step back into a world of thought-provoking puzzles, philosophical intrigue, and breathtaking visuals with the Talos Principle reawakened, first-person puzzle masterpiece for both new players and long-time fans alike. It's okay. It's okay. Copy is okay. I think that there's so much more about building your own puzzles as well that they're missing, and as well this collaboration and sharing it with your community. They're missing that as well, and I'm not sure. I haven't quite understood yet this
The Talos Principle Reawakened also offers a
human machine interaction. I don't get this. I don't get why is a robot walking around. That would be interesting to know. Why is a robot and why is not me or just a first person? There's a story there that they're missing on explaining it, and that's a missed opportunity, I think. So the copy is a regular copy too. The trailer is regular. Sorry, the key art. The key art is regular. Nothing. And I will say that the trailer is regular. So the whole marketing, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean, but I feel like uh, the whole marketing effort here, it came out on a regular marketing effort. And I think that the main reason is because all of it is aimed to all players and the fact that the game is being remastered. But why don't you promote it as if it was a brand new game? I'm not saying the brand new game. Say that it's a remastered game, but aim to the audience as well that use the same tricks that you will use with an audience that doesn't know the game. Use the same tricks, and those who actually know the game, they will be already intrigued. They know all of your USPs already. But it seems here that
What is
you're repeating the USPs that your key art says, and that that your all players knew about already from the original version of the game. So yeah, missed opportunities. That's a pity. So screenshots to copy to key art to trailer 2. Let's move on. And then the last one is Widow Guard. And let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. Willow Guard. Let's see what this guy is about. What is this guy all about? Is this the cinematic release trailer? Cinematic release trailer. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the key arts, the screenshots. Don't touch it, Pruner. Yeah. Won't do any favors. Next. Okay, there's a map. There's a to-do list. Craft cards. This is the battle. Okay, well, this is pretty good. So the first screenshot, it introduces you to the characters, the kind of characters that you'll be working on, and a little bit of the visuals, the world that you will be interacting, at least during conversations. So that's quite nice. It's a nice introduction of who you're gonna become and where you're gonna be interacting, who you're gonna become, who you're gonna be interacting with, and so on. Then you're gonna be exploring a map, and then this is how you're gonna battle the dangers of that map. So I think that strategically, these screenshots are very well placed. Even though it's not my kind of game, this is not the kind of game I would like to play. But here it is. It's very clear, very straightforward. What kind of game? How you're gonna play the game first. They go very straight to the point of how you're gonna play the game first, and that's really good. But at first, they make an emotional introduction to you, the main character, and the kind of friends that you're gonna have. Probably this is the best friend that you have. I don't know. So they show you that on the 4 screenshots. That's very correct from a strategic perspective. Is strategically sound, and then it gives you more of the kind of encounters you're gonna find that you're gonna get in the game. Follow the road, the deep cart tracks south out of the village, past the roadhouse, and thank you, Willow Guard. So you're talking to actors. I think that's it's quite complete the way that they feature their screenshots and the features of the game. So pretty cool. And it looks visually interesting. It is visually interesting as well. Very story driven. So pretty cool. I think that this is a very, very good job in screenshots wise. It's very good. Let's see the copy. Willow Guard is a single-player, story-driven fantasy RPG that combines dungeon crawling, action, gameplay with choice-based interactive fiction. So to me, that's a bad copy. I mean, it's descriptive, but I've been working on the gaming industry for such a long time, and when they go, Willow Guard is a single-player, story-driven fantasy RPG that combines dungeon crawling, action, gameplay with a choice-based interactive fiction. That's too technical. I have to start connecting different dots here. And and if you're only gonna use this, I'm not saying don't use it. Use it. But first, but don't disregard the fantasy and the value that the character brings in, and the main character brings in, Willow Guard, and the friends that you will encounter, and the monsters you will encounter. All of that, you're just disregarding it. So, and it only takes 2 lines, 3 lines. So that's a shame. I think that's it's a missed opportunity from a marketing perspective, and as well from a player experience perspective. Um, let's watch the trailer. Cool. So I think we encountered the same issue on this trailer that we can encounter with so many other trailers, which is probably uh, longer than what it should be, perhaps. The things that they feature in it, they are interesting, but it's missing some. It's missing some. It's missing some captions that explains the game, that explains the emotional weight of the journey that the player will go through. And when they show you some captures that would be in game, for like for instance the conversations, they are in a very busy environment, so you don't know if you're trying to decide on that very, very short period of time that you have to read the caption, that the caption is displayed. You have to decide if it is more important to look at the gameplay behind it or to read the caption. because you're gonna miss any of the two anyway. So you internally you're trying to take a choice into that, and during the moment that you're actually making that choice, the caption is gone, and you miss the opportunity, and then you're trying to catch up with the thing that is coming in next. So it's just mentally very challenging for your in terms of for a processing standpoint, you know, from a brain processing standpoint, to actually expect your audience to read and understand what you're trying to communicate to them. So Willow Guard, if I was you, again, make your trailer shorter, and then because I'm not sure how much of this beginning you actually need. Um, you maybe don't need any of it. So probably you can already start from here, you know, or from here. You can start from here, and you already cut yourself 10 seconds, and boom, and you're into gameplay right away. And then stop here and give me this on a darker background, or the background of this color, and you can say what I want to hear, what you want me to understand, nice and clear. Give it 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds, so I can understand that this is how you, when you show me, or when you're gonna show me that this is how I fight my way through hordes of enemies, and then show it to me. Do you know what I mean? So, and then here is all this that maybe if it is nice and quick, it's not for me to, as a viewer of a trailer, to understand it, but you're just giving me the varieties of a situation. But I missed it. Look, I missed this. I completely missed this. I was looking at this and I forgot. I missed completely that you were trying to talk to me here, saying upgrade skills and build your deck of abilities. So make your trailer shorter and slow it down when you're bringing your captions in there, and you're gonna have a much bigger chance for your audience to understand what you're actually trying to tell them. There's so much going on here. I'm supposed to read this or this. So yeah, give us some time to understand and to hear what you're trying to say. That's all. So anyway, let's go. So for Willow Guard, from Mytale, I would say that when it comes to screenshots, the screenshots are great. Very well strategized, and they make the game look very interesting. So I'm gonna give it a 5 on screenshots. When it comes to the copy isn't good. It's just regular, a 2. When it comes to the key art, I love the key art. I think the key art is excellent, so I'm gonna give it a 5. The key art is a 5. And when it comes to the trailer, it's a shame because it has the potential, it has all the things that it needs, but I will give it a 1. Sorry, it's not a good trailer. You can fix it. You have all the tools you need there. You don't need to pay any, you don't need to do anything expensive to it. You just need to time it correctly. Get an editor, a trailer editor for one day. If it's fast in one day, you're gonna get a better trailer than what you have today, and you can relaunch the game, and not relaunch. You can do a post-launch campaign, and it's gonna be more with a trailer more effective than the one that you have today. So yeah, excellent screenshots, average copy, regular, excellent key art. I love the key art, and the trailer is not good. Just give it 1 day of edit, 2 days. I don't know where you guys are based, but here in Sweden, a trailer editor will cost you, $400 a day, maybe 3, maybe 5. And with 1 to 2 days, you have a trailer there that is going to be a lot more efficient than the one that you have now, just by making sure that the viewer understands your USPs and what you're trying to tell them when you put the captions out. And that is it. So now it's time to choose the winners. And I think that when I look, what I'm thinking, best launch best trailer, and best key art, right? So when it comes to the key arts, I think that there's a few ones that we can already discard, right? So I'm gonna have to put my hand down for this. So hopefully you hear me when I talk, but let's go. I think that Andrea can go. This is not the best key art. It's not bad, but it's not the best key art. I think that this one can go definitely. And I think that when it comes to the key art, Blueprints can go. And so can, oi, sorry, so can Extreme Bike. And so can Talos. This is how all the quick to decide. But then from all these three, I think that the one that generates the most intriguing feeling is actually Willow Guard. It's just, I think it's beautiful from a very simple game, but it's a very, very lovely key art. So from a key art perspective, I think that Willow Guard is the winner. So let's put it here and already let's celebrate the best key art of the day. Willow Guard. Bam. Bang. I think that this key art is so intriguing. First of all, the technical side of it is interesting. I think from a technical perspective, from an artistic perspective, it's very interesting. It's very engaging. It has all these different layers of monsters and this thinking panda. I know, I think it's a raccoon, and the colors. Yeah, I think it's so the depth that it brings up through colors. I love this key art, and I think that is the best key art of the day, um, and rightly so. When it comes to the trailer, I think that who are the contestants for trailer? So most of them they got a 2, a 3, a 2. I think that the best trailer today by far is I think that the best one is Promise Mascot, or at least the one that stood out the most. Maybe Blueprints could have been uh, Blueprints could have been the best trailer, and and technically probably it is. But if you're thinking about which game, which trailer was the most memorable, to me, Promise Mascot was the most memorable, and perhaps it wasn't the one that is technically right, but it's so weird, it's so vast that it just grabs it just grabs your attention, and it makes you really wanted to discover this game, and perhaps Blueprints um, technically was better, but it was also more forgettable. And perhaps that's not down to the trailer, and it's more down to the game, to the offer. But still, if there is a trailer that I want to show everyone today, that would be Promise Mascot trailer. And I guess I'm gonna base it on that. So Promise Mascot trailer has is the winner of the day. So Promise Mascot is the best trailer of the day. I don't know. It's gonna be a bit weird to put it as the best trailer of the day, but it is, man. It is the best trailer of the day. But is it? No, technically, it's not the best trailer.
Technically, it's not the best trailer, but it's the most unique trailer. No, it's not technically a good trailer. So you know what? Actually, I'm gonna change my mind because technically I don't want to be unfair to the guys from Raw Fury because there's a lot of crafting here, and here it feels that there's a lot thrown together. So no, Blueprints has the best trailer of the day. So I'm gonna go there. Blueprints. So congratulations to Raw Fury. I think they did the best trailer. If it is about marketing and craftsmanship when it comes to trailers, I think that this is the winner today. Is it the best trailer you're gonna see on the week? I doubt it, but it's a very good trailer. Or maybe it is the best trailer you're gonna see in the week. Has it been the best trailer? No, it hasn't been the best trailer of the week because the best trailer of the week, by far, and not because of this trailer. This trailer is very good, but by far the best trailer of the week was South of Midnight. Amazing, epic, right? AAA premium trailer. But I think that the best launch of the day, without a doubt, is Promise Mascot. Promise Mascot, it just nails it in so many levels, and I need it's just so cool because I don't understand it, and I think that with this one I can do it without even thinking about it. You know, I think that it's weird. You know, I wish that I would come up with conclusions right away without even thinking because I'm so sure of myself. But I have to process these things out, and I think that this is the best way to give the best way to award the prizes today because individually this key art is very good individually. Individually, this trailer is the best today, the best trailer today. Maybe not the best key art, but the best trailer. But when it comes to the best launch, when it comes to the most memorable game today, because of the marketing and the way I experience this marketing, without a doubt, a Promise Mascot is a hell, a hell of an experience, uh, a hell of a Promise experience. So so that's it. I think that probably I didn't you didn't hear me much of what I said, but at the end of the day, it's only one person looking at this live, but at least this is recorded, and that is it for today. The winners of today for the best key art is Willow Guard. The second one is Blueprints, and the best trailer is Blueprints, and the best launch is Promise Mascot. And that is it. Thank you very much for sticking around. It's been amazing, 2 hours and a half of a stream, and I loved it, man. I loved it. I thought it was super fun. I'm learning so much about so many ways to put your work out there, and so many great studios doing some very impressive games. I just wish I could help them all with their marketing. And thank you for sticking around. See you on Monday, where most likely we're going to review the launches of the weekend and see which one was the launch of the weekend. So catch you there. Thanks for watching. Ciao.